Hello everyone, welcome back to Tilly Talks, our regular Friday 12:30 slot. My name's Julia Robertson and this is my friend and colleague
Kushla Lehman. Nice to see everybody again. Yay!
Hi Kushla. So Kushla, what are we doing this week? What are we talking about?
Well, we were actually going to talk to people a little bit about scent work and just getting the dogs using their noses. And I know that you might have some rather fabulous interactive games up there for your guys, just to give a couple of ideas of what people can do really easily with their dogs. Now, I know where I am at the moment, it is absolutely pouring down with rain.
Yeah, and where I am at the moment, it's not. And we need rain so badly and we haven't got it. So it's a bit of a sore subject at the moment.
It's a little bit of a sore subject, but if you've got young dogs, obviously if you've got puppies, you know, we shouldn't be taking them out for long walks anyway. But if it's really wet and they're going to get cold and wet and shivery, that's a really, really bad thing for the dogs to experience. So we need to be able to entertain them in the house.
They can't tolerate massive temperature change, can they? Your mature dog would be able to cope with a bit of rain, but the puppies, they're like babies. They haven't got that thermal regulatory thing sorted out properly. So they do get cold, don't they?
Yeah. Can I just say the key word of behind you?
Look behind you. Get off. Yeah, it really is a pantomime here.
Yeah. So we've got some fabulous ideas of ways to actually entertain and keep your puppies or all dogs, to be honest, really nice and busy. If it's too hot, it's going to be very, very hot next week, apparently. And it's very wet this week. So
well, I've got a Maggie here. And as you can see, this is a normal for all the noise of treats in a Pringle tube. Very clever. This is another Rosemary Sadler design. Few holes in them and then pass it out. And they can then flip the tube around, and of course their reward way is getting the treats to fall out. And the holes are a little big, so if they're a little bit smaller, oops, there she goes. It's wonderful for them, and it does, as you said, and as you can see, we've got two dogs, older and younger, and another one along the same theme, which is just, again, I'll flip back. It's just one of these plastic tubes. Again, holes in. A bit noisier, this one. Maggie, you're blocking the screen, thank you. But you can see it is very exciting. It is quite noisy. But the reward, and Maggie, not under the chair. But you can see it's wonderful entertainment, but also they're getting really good exercise for doing this, aren't they? They're really having to use different muscles that they would use on a walk. So they're using those muscles that help stabilize their body, which in puppies or in any growing dog and mature dogs, it's really important that their actions are very different, aren't they?
Completely. And, you know, something we've talked about before as well. But as you said, it's a really, really noisy game. But that's perfect because we need to expose the puppies to lots of new noise. And all of this going on, it's pairing it with a fun thing. So it's pairing it with nice things, which is food and treats, so that they become used to the noises, and the noises aren't scary because it's so much fun. And it's a really good way of having lots and lots of different distractions and equipment out so that they can get used to negotiating all of that as well.
That's a very good point. Multi-sensory, isn't it? It really is.
And it's great to see the dogs with their noses down and their necks really nice and extended. And really working to get all of these, working out how to get these treats. So it's physical and mental. It's a fabulous way of getting your pups exercised.
And I have noticed that if I've taken Tilly on a walk and it's been about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, sometimes she comes back and she is really pumped. And it is difficult for her to settle. But after these games, she really does settle into a very, what looks like, contented sleep. Now, another one of these games, I'm just going to flip you over again, are blue rolls, squish sides, treats inside. Yes, yes. And before I get completely mauled, let me throw those out for them. And these actually take a little bit of working out. Oh, Maggie, you're so horrible. You're really blocking the screen. Oh, no, no, you're not. They actually do take a little bit of working out. You see, Tilly's given up on that one already. Let me give you another one, Tilly. There, just there. Work it out. And it's very interesting that where they fall out is a bit more obvious. Can you see Maggie is shredding it down there? She's managed to work that out. I mean, you need a few loo rolls, obviously. There are a few people that stockpiled them, so maybe we ought to have a word with those people from earlier on.
But you can see how dexterous Maggie is and how close together her paws are at the front, and how she's managing just to get her teeth in there to nibble and to pull it open. And it shows just how dexterous that the dogs have to be to do this, because it's actually quite a delicate operation that they do. But also it's just mental stimulation that they're doing. Where's Tilly off to now? She's just still trying to find it.
She's still trying to find it, but interestingly, she used to be able to go under that bottle. And now she's really, so again, it's teaching them that spatial awareness thing too, going under things that are safe. But I think the one thing about all these toys is that we've got, oh, there's Maggie again, as you say, those fine motor skills are very, very interesting. They must never be left alone, must say, when they're doing this.
No, absolutely. You know, never ever leave your dogs alone with anything like this at all. You know, you must be supervising them. But it's, as you said, it's a great thing to do with the dogs when they come back in from a walk and they've just had all of that excitement and they need time to process it. But this is a fantastic time of just being able to bring down those levels of adrenaline from that situation as well. So it's such good fun for them. It really is.
I mean, I'm going to throw a question at you now, Krishna. Now, these dogs, obviously they're Labradors, they're very food driven. Presumably you can do similar things, not on a slightly different scale, with dogs that perhaps are more toy driven. Does that work as well?
Definitely. Yeah, show me a puppy that doesn't like shredding things, first of all. One of my clients at the moment with a puppy, every opportunity she has to nip into the downstairs loo and nick a toilet roll, she's there, and then literally shreds it all over the house. But shredding is such a fulfilling thing for the puppies and all dogs to do. So if you've got a dog that's on restricted exercise, or you've got an older dog, just giving that opportunity to shred things is fabulous. You know, we don't get as much.
Sorry, go on.
We don't get as much opportunity now of kind of like the free newspapers and things, but scrunching up newspaper and throwing in a couple of treats or a handful of their food is such a great activity for them. But if your dog isn't very foodie, then hide some toys in there on cue.
Well, I was just going to say my office at the moment, I walked in the other day and I thought I'd had a burglary. It was actually because I've got shredded boxes everywhere. Oh, hang on a minute. Tilly, you've just stolen one. Sorry about my... Oh, no. Tilly? Yeah. Oh, there we go. There's the other one. She has been known to get her head stuck in that. So it's a little bit of fabric in that little box there with the hole, which was, sorry, that happened behind us because she got it before I put it out there. But she actually got that stuck on her head once, which is a very good reason for her or them not to be left, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can see how much fun Tilly is having in a cardboard box. You know, just trying to find a handful of tiny bits of kibble and kind of treats. You know, and this sort of thing is a really great one. And I know we've put the you've put the bubble wrap in there for a very good reason as well. Is because of those popping sounds that it makes and walking over it and giving them different substrates to actually experience as well. It's so important at this age that they hear all of those noises, that they feel those, that they experience it. So it's another fabulous idea.
Well, again, I'm going to have to give pure credit to Rosemary Fadler, who's a student with us. And she's just come up with these fabulous ideas, and they're all recycling, as we've said. It's no great expense, and you can use their food. We don't need to use treats. It can be their food in there too, can't it? So they have to find it. Oh, yes, we've got it back to the tea here.
Yeah, and also, you know, as we said before, hiding toys in there is great fun. If you've got a dog that's really toy motivated and loves to find, you know, loves to go and find one of their toys, go and find the purple monkey, go and find the green octopus. And they can pull all these kind of boxes open and get the toys. And then the fun from that then comes with you having a very gentle, fun game with them. And then say, okay, I'm going to put this toy over here. So we're going to put that one out of the way. Now go find your next one. So they don't have to be food motivated. They can be toy motivated as well, which is just, they're getting the same entertainment.
That's nice, because I personally, I don't like everything to be about food. I like different forms of currency, but I think the most important currency is that one of you, they to be with you. So it's lovely to use food like this, but it's also, just shift you around. Whoops. It's nice that they want to be with you, and these sort of games encourage them, and then you have nice association too, so they want to be with you.
Definitely, yeah. But one of the key questions I need to ask you this week really is, what have you been up to with Tilly?
Well, Tilly still isn't particularly good with people, with everyone. There are certain people that she is good with, and they tend to be with people with dogs. So whether that's because people with dogs are better with dogs, or whether she feels more comfortable. So I'm still working on that. I'm putting a few treats on the ground in front of people. She is accepting them, but it's with this sort of rather guarded look. So time is ticking, isn't it?
It is.
Not long, really need to do this. So over the weekend, I think I might just take her to the shopping centre for 10 minutes or something. So I know we've chatted about this, and I don't want to do too much, but enough, and try and get her more used to people. So that's what's happening there, and I think that is worthy of a bit more discussion. But as far as Tilly's concerned, last week her legs grew, this week her flippers grew, and her paws, I mean, they're just wonderful. They are huge, love them. But yeah, so it's an ongoing thing, really. I think we are going to have to talk at some stage, Kushla, about lead and her walking nicely on the lead. But that will probably be a future session.
Yeah, well, it's really great that you were able to get her out this weekend. As you said, the clock really is ticking, and it's this time that you never get back. So it's not something you can say, oh, I'll do it next week. You know, we've got to do it now. And get her used to as much as we can. And I know we're talking a lot about, you know, using rewards and using treats, but actually in situations where they are afraid, we've got to change their perception of that situation. And if we compare nice things with that situation, it changes their mindset on it. So if she is worried about people coming up, by placing a couple of treats on the floor as people come, people now bring nice things. So actually it changes her perception of people. And that's what we need to do. And really nice, short, positive sessions are the best. Okay. So, you know, if at any point your dogs or pups stop taking treats, then you're too close to whatever it is they were worried about. So if they stop taking food, you need to give them a break. Distance is the other key thing. Bring them away from the scary things, give them a little time, let them have a rest, and then approach. And again, they stop taking treats. You've just gone too close, back off a bit. So
that could be very misleading, couldn't it? It could be that you go, oh, that's it, we've done it. But in fact, it's the opposite. We've created a bad situation.
That's it. They go into sort of flooding, so that it's just, there's so many things that actually they almost shut down and go, oh, well, you know, I just can't cope, so I'm not going to look at anything, and scurry on through. And that's a really bad experience for them. And we want to make this as positive as we can. So shorter time periods are great. And I know we've chatted about what you should do this weekend. And it would be great if you could do a short session on Saturday and a short session on Sunday.
Okay. Well, we'll hit shots in a good way.
fantastic. But you
No,
know, two
or-
short, nice sessions.
Okay, so there'll be more people about, won't they? So, yeah, but it is, we all know these things, that we've got to socialize dogs and they've got to get to know people and other dogs. And I must say, Tilly's been very lucky. So far, she's had some wonderful experiences with other dogs. They've all been very kind and generous to her. But it's about how to manage those little nuances and how to manage those situations, which, as you say, little sessions, treats on the floor, perfect to give us good guidance as to how to actually do it.
Yeah. And also, if you've got pups which are nervous, what generally happens is they actually start to snatch the treats out of your hand because they are worried. So they get harder mouthed. So by placing them on the floor, they're not tempted to jump up to get the food from us. So by putting the treats on the floor, then we're not teaching them to jump up because they're worried, to try and get the food quickly out of our hands, and doing that grabbing at our hands, going, just give me the food. I can't cope, just give me the food. Whereas by placing it on the floor, forepaws stay on the ground, and that whatever is approaching is actually not, you know, it's positive association all the time.
It's wonderful. No, that's great advice. Now, I know that we've run out of time amazingly, as it always happens. But I just wanted to very quickly say, quite a few weeks ago, you were telling me about some puppies you meet that don't seem to have a good scenting ability. Now, that's your observation. Now, Tilly's nose is amazing, but when she was young, it obviously has to be trained like everything else. Neural pathways have to be opened up. So dogs have this amazing superpower, but they have to be trained to use it, don't they? It's why these games are so good too.
Definitely. I come across so many dogs that could actually walk across treats and have them glued to their paws and have no idea that they're there. So it is, but you know, they have this superpower. You know, let's exploit it, because this is something that really, really does, you know, wear them out. And one of my clients of mine,
it keeps them satisfied as a dog. It fulfills their purpose, doesn't it?
it does, and it really doesn't matter the breed. I've got a client of mine who's now a very good friend, who does proper scenting workshops with her French bulldog, and is doing exceptionally well.
Wow. Wow.
So, you know, don't be thinking, well, I've got a certain breed of dog, they're obviously not going to be very good. Anything like this can be trained.
Wonderful. Yeah. I've got Tilly jumping on the keyboard. This is definitely live. No, not my arm.
This is an overexcited puppy now.
She is the little furry crocodile.
Oh gosh, well, we've actually run out of time anyway.
Yeah.
So perhaps about lead work tomorrow, next week even.
I will bring back news if I've still got a less chewed arm.
If
Lovely.
you've got any limbs left, that would be amazing.
Fantastic. Please, anyone who's got any questions, please ask, and let us know where you're from as well. It's listening.
Lovely.
We love all everyone everywhere.
Take care, guys. See you next week.